Welcome to the Lakers Highlights Today channel. Before we get into the news, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Now, let's get to the latest from the Lakers. What's up, Lakers fans? Come closer, because today we've got some hot news coming straight from behind the scenes in Los Angeles. And this time, it involves a fan favorite, Austin Reaves. Could he really be on his way out? Rumors are swirling that the Lakers might consider a trade involving Reaves for a six-time All-Star from the Sacramento Kings. And yes, we're talking about DeMar DeRozan. The idea is simple. If the team doesn't achieve its goals with LeBron James and Luka this postseason, it might be time for a strategic shakeup. Remember when the Kings were hyped to land DeRozan? They even introduced him during Summer League with Kendrick Lamar's "Not Like Us" blasting in the background. The vibe was electric, but the regular season told a different story. Despite DeRozan putting up solid numbers, 22.2 points per game on 47.7% shooting, the Kings couldn't secure a playoff spot. And just like that, the scenario changed. De'Aaron Fox was traded to the Spurs, and disappointment set in across Sacramento. A team that once looked like a sleeper pick in the West ended up as one of the biggest letdowns of the season. Now, DeRozan might be back on the market. So here's the question. Is this the time for the Lakers to make their move? DeRozan brings 63 games of playoff experience. He's deadly in the mid-range, and he has that cold-blooded clutch factor. On the flip side, he's not exactly a defensive specialist, and his three-point shot still raises concerns. And Reaves? Despite being loved by the fans, he hasn't been able to recreate the magic from last season. With James and Doncic on the court, is there still space for him to shine? Reaves leaving wouldn't just be a roster move. It would be the end of a special chapter that stole the heart of the fan base. Since arriving, the Arkansas kid has exceeded every expectation, going from undrafted to a reliable starter, earning his place next to LeBron James, and becoming one of the most beloved figures in Laker Nation. He represents something rare, a young, smart, gritty player who understands the game alongside superstars and never backs down in big moments. Just remember his 2023 playoff performance, taking responsibility, hitting clutch shots, and showing the poise of a seasoned vet. Fans connected with him immediately, not just for his skills, but for his hustle, his fight, and his humility on the court. If he were traded, especially for a big name like DeRozan, it would be a testament to his value. The Lakers wouldn't move him for just anyone, but emotionally, it would hit hard. Many would see his departure as the end of a promising era, where Reaves was the bridge between LeBron's present and the team's future. For Reaves himself, leaving LA could mark a new chapter of stardom. On another team, like the Kings, he might handle the ball more, play bigger minutes, and maybe even show that he's a rising star in this league. But he'd also be leaving the biggest stage in basketball, the bright lights of Hollywood, and the chance to compete for a championship alongside legends like LeBron and now Luka. Austin Reaves leaving would be painful, symbolic, and full of emotion. One of those moments when the franchise chooses win now over build for later. A bold move with consequences on and off the court. Now, let's imagine what it would be like to see DeMar DeRozan sharing the floor with LeBron James and Luka, because that dream might just become reality this summer. And if it does, the entire dynamic of the team changes, for the better. Let's talk fit. LeBron remains the brain of the operation, controlling tempo, pushing in transition, and picking his spots. Luka, with his slow-burning style and elite vision, keeps defenses constantly on edge. Now add DeRozan, a mid-range killer who knows how to create separation even against tight defenders. The Lakers' offense would be absolutely lethal, a tactical nightmare for opponents. While Luka and LeBron are elite at collapsing defenses and creating space, DeRozan would be the perfect release valve, catch and finish with surgical efficiency, especially when the shot clock winds down and the team needs a reliable bucket. He's got the playoff experience and clutch factor that defines a proven veteran. Plus, his presence would ease the offensive burden on both stars, allowing LeBron to conserve energy and Luka to exploit mismatches more freely without having to carry the entire load. But the impact goes beyond what happens with the ball. With three stars on the court, opposing defenses would be forced to pick their poison. Who do you double? Who do you leave open? Off-ball movement would become even more important, creating lanes for shooters and drives. Of course, there are concerns. None of the three are elite defenders, and adjustments would be needed on the defensive end. But with a solid system, supported by athletic wings and rim protectors, they could compensate. The high basketball IQ and playmaking of all three would be a major asset in keeping the defense balanced. DeRozan has over 60 playoff games under his belt, has been through wars, and knows what it takes to deliver in big moments. The Lakers, with LeBron nearing the twilight of his prime and Luka chasing his first title, need exactly this kind of steady, reliable veteran who doesn't shrink under pressure. His arrival would form a trio with one of the most complete arsenals in the league. Luka is a pick-and-roll genius, LeBron is a natural point forward, and DeRozan is a mid-range maestro. Together, the Lakers would field a versatile, unpredictable offense, nearly unstoppable in isolation or crunch time scenarios. One thing to consider is the clock. DeRozan is not a long-term project. At 35 years old, even though he's still highly productive, the window is short. This trade would send a clear message. The Lakers are going all in on the present, going for one last championship push while LeBron is still elite. It would be a bold move, laser-focused on immediate contention. Reaves' departure would sting both emotionally and strategically, but DeRozan's arrival would shift the team into full-on, win-now mode. If the goal is to compete for a title right away and maximize LeBron's final years with the help of Luka Doncic, this move makes a lot of sense. But if the front office wants to keep a young, sustainable core, maybe it's wiser to hold on to Reaves and look elsewhere for reinforcements. It all depends on the direction the Lakers want to take. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think? Would you trade Austin Reaves for DeMar DeRozan in hopes of winning a championship now? Or do you believe Reaves is still a key piece for the present and future of the franchise? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you next time, Lakers Nation.